Welcome back to the Sadaki prosecutor, the greatest prosecutor in Southern Africa. Before we start, just hit that like button right now. In this video, I'm going to show you something shocking. A South African police general just told Parliament that, number 1, a government lawyer lied under oath. Number 2, the minister used fake complaints to shut down his unit. And number 3, police guns were used to kill a councillor. And when he discovered all of this, they tried to silence him. This is the story they don't want you to hear. Let's watch.
Johnson, and she said she is not going to give us those documents because they are classified. What is your knowledge about that?
The Section 27 referral is supposed to be an affidavit.
Correct.
That is containing the prima facie facts from the complainant. So it can never be a classified document.
So it's a lie. It means if it was said under oath, then this committee must open a case for perjury. Because lies, if what you are saying is anything to go by, it means lies were told here in this committee. Because that's what Advocate Johnson said. I asked personally Advocate Johnson to give us that information, and she said she can't give it to us because it's a classified information. So that's a pure lie.
Yes, an affidavit, especially that is going to be used for investigation, cannot be a classified document.
You know, I was delighted when I was reading your statement, especially on the part where you say your scope was extended to also investigate killings which involve traditional leaders. I was excited because it's another growing pandemic in KZN, which had no adequate response in terms of a response from SAPS. There is a case, General. I've got a family here in Swartberg. It's a royal family. They lost their chief. If my memory serves me well, they lost him in 2024, between 2024 and 2025. I do have their case number. Since they lost their chief, they've never received. When I spoke to them last year in December, I think it was 12 months after they lost the chief. They never received even a single update from the police station. The case was opened in Swartberg police station in KZN. To date, they have not received any update of what is transpiring in that case. Are you aware of that case, General?
Thank you, Chair. I am not aware, as the honorable member is narrating, but if I can get the case number, because we recall our cases with the case numbers, I can be able to follow it up. If it's within the team already, then I can be able to make a follow-up in terms of how far is
the case number, General, is I think this is 04/06/2024. That is the case number. And the allegation by the family here, General, is that they were victimized for the land that they own, a dairy farm. And there are politicians who are involved in fighting them over their land. It's a land with a lot of commercial capacity, and people who have nothing to do with that land, who are abusing their power of being politicians. Some were mayors in local municipalities in Herikwala, are involved, are conniving, they are in cahoots with criminals to fight that family over its land. So I would be very happy, General, if you attend to this matter expeditiously so that the family can at least find closure. We know that they can no longer get their father, the chief, but the least that can make them happy is to see justice done. So I can be very excited if you can attend to it expeditiously.
Will do so.
Then part of the reasons, in accordance with the explanation of the Minister of Police, Minister Mchunu, why he disbanded the team. I thought Honorable Ngola is going to mention it as well. He mentioned 3. But the 4th one, in his rationality, is that there were complaints from members of the public. He didn't mention many names, despite our request to him to do so. The only names that he mentioned in his affidavit is a name of Patricia Mashale and Haas. Now, the first question that I would like to ask in that context, did you ever receive any formal complaint from Patricia Mashale or from either Patricia Mashale or Haas?
Thank you, Chair. As I indicated, I think it's included in my affidavit that as the command of the PKTT, we have never received any complaint from either Ms. Patricia Mashale or Haas, even through the office of the minister. So we were taken aback by that, but then because we were hoping and thinking that the minister will then give us the opportunity to respond to whatever complaint or allegations are raised by members of the public, so as he is able then to take a decision.
So you've never received any formal complaint?
Nothing.
So it was news to you during the proceedings of this ad hoc that there are complaints that were made by them, which influenced an executive decision taken on the 31st of December, 2024.
That's correct, Honorable Member. The only complaint from the public that was received through the office of the minister is from the AfriForum, and then it was then responded to accordingly, and then the matter was finalized. So one would have hoped that those complaints will also be handled the same way.
Okay, let's move to another one. On page 26, we are making an analysis of cases that were dealt with by the PKTT. And within those cases, there are cases to which prosecution was declined. Now, my legitimate expectation, informed by the formation of the PKTT, is that there should be no cases that are declined to be prosecuted, given the fact that this multidisciplinary approach allows a collective engagement before cases or before dockets are open and before cases are enrolled. Now, when I see the statistics in your analysis, I think the cases dropped after the dedicated prosecutors were designated. I think the number dropped to 20.
Yeah.
But my expectation, General, is that there should be zero, because you have a prosecutor here working with a police officer. Before the police officer could open a docket, must seek either advice or guidance from the prosecutor before they even go to court. Because here we're having an exclusive design the multidisciplinary design. But now you still have cases which were declined in the presence of prosecutors. Now, what could be the reason?
Thank you, Chair. We have done a deep dive analysis on that. Most, if not all, of the decline to prosecute are intimidations that will be lacking the other crucial elements of crime, which are normally flowing from the made up intimidation. We have picked up that it's happening a lot also in the same province. When you are appointed a councillor, and then you have your connection that must provide guarding services or protection services for yourself. And then you must then create that scenario. So most, if not all, of these cases that are declined to prosecute are the intimidations that are not having all the elements.
So you have no reason, we have no interest of pursuing them further. So there are no cases which were declined on the basis of insufficient evidence.
We after the capacitation of the team, including the prosecution, we never experienced that anymore in terms of murder cases.
General, are you a brave man?
Yes.
When General Sibiya was here, he analyzed your character with ease.
Yeah.
With ease, and you could see that he was under no fear. If we can give you an opportunity here to give an analysis of Mr. Sibiya, of General Sibiya's character, what would you say?
In terms of work, he is a person who does not like possess the necessary skills, especially at that level, to be able to lead, especially such a critical directorate where he is in charge of crime intelligence as well as the detection side of the police.
In terms of credibility and integrity?
Doing that assessment, he won't pass also. If I'm personally doing that, he won't make it above 50.
And how is your relationship with him? How is your relationship, the official and personal relationship?
I'll start by saying there is no personal relationship. And then official relationship, I used to define it like a romantic relationship that is having stages, and I can when I was appointed the Lieutenant General, Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence, General Sibiya was a Major General in charge of organized crime. We were working. He will be in my office now and again because crime intelligence, we work mainly with organized crime and DPCI. Even the Fort Hare project, when the team was moving to University of Fort Hare, General Sibiya was part of that. So I will say I was a senior by then working was much easier. But then a day he was then promoted to the same rank with a different designation. Then that's when then the relationship, the working relationship changed. And I think as part of National Commissioner's evidence, he highlighted the meeting we had for, I think, about 6 hours, the three of us, trying to find out as to what is the problem. But then we could not get the answer from his side.
You said when you responded earlier to a particular question, it's you who uncovered that a gun that was used to murder Sindiso Magaqa was from crime intelligence.
Yeah.
Did you uncover who was behind that from crime intelligence?
Yes.
And
we did.
where is that person now?
One of them is our Section 204 witness in terms of that investigation route. And then some of them are still serving. The investigation is ongoing in terms of that second level of the resources that were used from crime intelligence, because it's not related to the matter itself. That is at trial stage. Hence, then there was a decision between us and the prosecution to separate the two investigations.
So the PKTT will proceed until when? It's operating now, correct?
Yes.
So we'll proceed until when?
The PKTT will proceed until the decision is taken to terminate its existence the correct way. But my personal view is, instead of PKTT to be terminated, I would say the methodology needs to be spread throughout the country, not under the name PKTT, but then under any other name that will help us deal with organized crime.
I'm influencing you, General, to influence your bosses that the PKTT must never be dissolved before the local government elections. It did a very great job. KZN today is a peaceful province because of that PKTT. So the people of KZN need protection. If anything, it must be beefed up. More resources must be put to protect the people of KZN. So anyone who says the PKTT must be dissolved before local government elections, that person has an ulterior motives. He does not care about the people of KZN. It must proceed, it must do its work uninterrupted. On page 15, General, paragraph 40, you are saying when you were appointed as the divisional commissioner, you introduced some interventions which were met by some resistance from some members at the senior management level. Who are those members?
In most cases, through you, Chair, it will be the senior managers that are supposed to be part of my top management, as well as some of the provincial heads. And then we resolve that by transferring some of the provincial heads out of the division.
So the only consequence management was to transfer them.
No, others that
No DC hearings, nothing.
we have done a lot in terms of disciplinary processes. Some of them were dismissed. Some of them are still appealing the dismissals. Some of them were transferred. So we have stats on that.
Okay. So do you know Merit Haas?
I used to hear about her. I only managed to see her clearly when he was appearing in this committee on TV, but I've never met her.
You've never met her. And Patricia? Patricia Mashale.
Also, I do not know her.
You were seeing, in fact, Patricia has not appeared before this committee. So you were seeing Mary Haas facially for the first time.
For the first time.
Okay. You have also spoken in your statement about organized crimes. And you are also saying that they have an interest of capturing those who are in the echelons of leadership. Has the PKTT or has there been no attempt to influence politically first before we go to organized crimes? Has there been no attempt to influence the PKTT?
Plenty of times there have been those attempts, such that part of the strategy that is used by the PKTT is whoever at the highest level comes forward with seems correct information is your suspect number one. So it does happen.
So it does happen. Can you mention some politicians who attempted to capture the PKTT?
Not off the head, because as I've indicated that it's something that will happen after each and every investigation that will happen. You'll get a call, or the commander will say, I got a call from Councillor so-and-so wanting to share information. And then they will deal that using our strategy of verifying without then taking it at face value, because we have learned to understand that that is the strategy of getting closer to the task team.
My two last questions, because I'm running out of time, so I think I won't come back. Has there been an attempt by organized crimes to capture or to influence the work of the PKTT, not by politicians now, by organized crimes? And then lastly, do you have a reporting mechanism that you espoused as the PKTT to keep the affected families informed? Because there was a complaint that family members do not get updates of cases which involve their family members. So do you have a mechanism which is written down to say, with time frames, to say at this particular time, an update must be given, and so on and so forth? Thank you very much, General. We had a very good and healthy conversation.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Shongwe, your time.
So, there you have it. Let me break down what we just witnessed. Advocate Johnson told Parliament that Section 27 documents are classified. General Khumalo says that's impossible. Why? Because Section 27 documents are affidavits. They contain the evidence for investigations. They can never be classified. So either Advocate Johnson doesn't know the law, or she lied to Parliament. Under oath. That's perjury. That's a crime. And the MP told the committee to open a case. Will they? We'll see. Then there's the phantom complaints. The Minister of Police said he disbanded the PKTT because of public complaints. He named two people, Patricia Mashale and Mary Haas. General Khumalo says he never received complaints from these women, not through official channels, not through the minister's office, nothing. The only complaint they ever got? From AfriForum. And that was handled and closed. So the minister disbanded a successful unit based on complaints that don't exist. That's not incompetence, that's sabotage. Khumalo also admitted that politicians tried to influence his investigations, plenty of times. After every investigation, a councillor would call with information. PKTT's strategy? treat anyone who comes forward at a high level as suspect number one, because they learned that's how corruption works. Get close to the investigators, feed them bad information, derail the case, protect the criminals. And organized crime tried the same thing. So here's what I need you to do. Share this video. Comment below. Do you think Advocate Johnson should face perjury charges? And subscribe if you want more truth about Southern African politics, because they're trying to bury this story, and we won't let them.